Good evening, everybody. Would you please rise?
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, friends, family, faculty, and fellow classmates. My name is Taylor Casano-Patty, and I am truly grateful and honored to be here and to address you all on this special day as the class salutatorian. Finding the right words has been difficult for me. I thought there would be some sort of prompt or theme, but they just told me to write a speech. So naturally, as anyone in this generation would do, I Googled it. How to write a graduation speech. This was not helpful. I was met with endless cliches about overcoming obstacles and finding passion. I was so stressed about saying the perfect thing that I could not write the speech. I think this happens to a lot of us, being so consumed by the desire for perfection that we become paralyzed and fail to act at all. Entering this new stage in our lives, we cannot allow ourselves to become paralyzed. When we let our fears of failure prevail, we are not truly living, and our time here on earth is too short to not take advantage of all the world has to offer. Instead of living passively, we have to write our own story. We will, of course, make mistakes. It's inevitable. But from these mistakes, we will laugh, we will learn, and we will grow into the people we were meant to be. As we step into the world, we leave behind the safe and familiar. We enter a world of beauty and pain, love and loneliness, miracles and suffering. We are tasked with navigating this confusing mess, and many of us will spend years dissecting it, trying to find some sort of meaning or purpose to make sense of it. It will undoubtedly be confusing and lonely at times, but let our achievement here today be a testament to our strength and our power to overcome. We have had to endure much adversity to be here. And while I do not pretend to know your individual struggles, I am certain that each and every one of you have fought to walk across the stage this evening. Carry this feeling with you and embrace obstacles as they come, knowing that you are capable of breaking through them. I mean it genuinely when I say that you are an extraordinary group of people. The talent, drive, and strength gathered here is truly remarkable, and you are all capable of incredible things. I personally can't wait to stalk you all on Instagram for the next 60 years and see all the amazing places you go. No matter where our journeys take us, however, we will always be connected by the time we share it here. We have grown up together. We have seen each other at our lowest, and we've celebrated our proudest successes together. We've laughed, we've cried, we've loved, and we've lost. But through it all, we have become a family. Perhaps a dysfunctional one, but nevertheless a family. As we go through life and these moments become merely distant memories, we will always remain a part of each other. Some of us may never speak again after today, but in 20 years, as we flip through our yearbooks with our own children, we'll point to each other's awful yearbook pictures and recall classes shared, jokes cracked, and memories created. We'll tell these same children to enjoy the years while they last, and they will laugh and claim adulthood is so far away, just as we once did. And we will smile knowingly, wishing we could be in this moment once more. The world at our feet, waiting for us to embark on it, ambitious, hopeful, and free. Thank you. And before I go back to my seat, I'd like to take a .5 of the class of 2023. You guys ready?
Good evening. My name is Amelia Lapidus, and I am honored to be addressing you tonight as the valedictorian of the James Caldwell High School class of 2023. First things first, thanks are in order. Thank you to everyone who had to put up with us. To the teachers who taught us subjects that many of us will be devoting our future lives to. To administration and faculty who put in hours of hard work to make sure our experiences here ran as smoothly as possible. To everyone who guided us along the way, watching us grow from scared freshmen into exceptional young adults under their influence. A lot of us just as scared for the next chapter of our lives. And in a few short months, many of us will be freshmen again. To the people who raised us, to our families, who are probably wondering where the time has gone. Who have supported us from the terrible 2s through the hopefully slightly less terrible 17s and 18s. Thank you to them for laying our foundations and fortifying them with endless love and support so that we could be where and who we are today. And of course, to the class of 2023, I thank you for being an exceptional group of people I am privileged to be a part of. Thank you to my friends who are somehow still my friends, despite the times I canceled plans to study. To everyone, on behalf of all of us, thank you. So I've been writing this speech since I was a freshman. I have a little note document in my phone from 2019 with the first draft. Don't get me wrong, it's not very good, but it's there. Now some may call that presumptuous and overconfident, but I call that socially anxious and preparation for the worst possible case scenario, public speaking. But hey, 4 years later, it's an honor to be here. 4 years, that's kind of crazy to say. I've tried to ask myself countless times how I could possibly summarize not just these 4 years, but our entire childhoods in a short speech. So, naturally, a lot of those times I asked myself that I would stop asking, turn off my computer, and go to bed. I pushed off writing this speech so many times, not only because summing up 18 years of what feels like endless lifetimes is difficult to say the least, but also because summarizing something inherently implies and certainly feels like an ending, the final fruition of those 18 years of childhood. I was getting nowhere, so I stopped asking myself how to summarize. Instead, I asked myself, what do I know? 13 years of school, 18 years of life, I would hope I know something. And here's what I came up with. Okay, so I know watching Toy Story 3 and High School Musical 3 back-to-back on the last day of school, probably not a great idea, especially without tissues. I know that the seniors should have won the fall pep rally. I know that I'm going to miss my friends. From the first time we laughed together in kindergarten, as 2 seconds of laughter turned into months of laughter, which turned into 13 years of laughter. I know that after 4 years of high school, my biggest takeaways aren't the grades I got or the definitions I had to memorize. My biggest takeaways are the people I have had the privilege of meeting, students and teachers alike. Connection is my biggest takeaway, and I wish I savored it more while I had the chance. And I guess I'm saying this because a lot of the times throughout our lives, we will be asked to make decisions and to choose priorities. And I could have given a speech on the hard work and dedication that we all put in to get here on this stage. And I am a huge believer of putting 100% of yourself into everything you do, including school. You get out of life what you put in. But I don't think that would be fair to all the memories in between the hard work. Trophies, awards, and titles, they're all great achievements that are gratifying in the moment, but nothing is more fulfilling than the time we spend with others. Ask you, I ask myself, to always prioritize that. And in the moments where we can't, when we have to make hard decisions to grow as individuals separate from the connections we make, I ask you to value the time that you do have with others. Because deep human connection is the purpose and the result of a meaningful life, and it will inspire the most amazing acts of generosity, love, and humanity. That's a quote from Melinda Gates, so although I'd like to, I can't take credit for it. But friends, family, even strangers, they all make our lives more colorful, more meaningful. Our relationships with others, our relationships with ourselves, how we treat ourselves and others, those are all core indications of who we are. And who you are matters more than what you do. That is what I know. That is my biggest takeaway from high school, and I only wish I had learned that sooner. So, in your college or career lives and beyond, I ask you to never become so focused on a goal that you forget the value of human connection. Make people a priority. Never lose who you are in the pursuit of tangible achievements. So work hard, seek success, and attain it, but never take your relationships for granted. Because before you know it, you'll find yourself on a graduation stage speaking to a group of people who are all parting ways, and you'll wonder where the time has gone. Well, maybe not that exact setting, but you get the point. In the words of my 14-year-old self, writing in her phone in November 2019, we've had fun, made questionable mistakes, and made lifelong friendships. Now we have more moments to savor, more friendships and memories to go and make. Congratulations to everyone in this room. It's been a pleasure.
Good evening and welcome. First, I would like to thank the members of the Board of Education, our central administrators, and JCHS administrators for their dedication and support. Thank you to our secretaries, custodians, and our maintenance crew who do a tremendous job all year, but especially rally to make tonight perfect. A special thank you to my secretary, Ms. Lisa Lucia Hayden, who is involved with all aspects of this graduation and spends countless hours making sure tonight is special. Of course, our talented JCHS faculty, thank you for your dedication to our students. And to our wonderful parents and guardians, thank you for all of your support these past 4 years. Class of 2023. Each year, some of our journalists for our school newspaper, The Caldwell, write reflections that are published in our June edition. And this year, Charlie Albert, Stephen Betchler, Christina Brown, Mary Ellen Kane, Hayden Levine, Andrew Marone, Casey Pack, and Emma Weiner all wrote reflections. And I was struck by how many expressed that these past 4 years have gone so quickly. Which also made me think that even though it flew by, what we thought was going to be the defining event of your high school career, COVID-19, seems so distant. And also made me wonder, is life that much different now than pre-COVID? It seems that in many ways we eagerly return to pre-COVID life and prefer to block out that period of our lives, some of us at least. Turns out that what may actually be the defining cultural, economic, technological, and political event of your high school career happened during your senior year. The turning point that people are saying will change everything. Of course, I'm talking about ChatGPT. That's right, ChatGPT, the artificial intelligent chatbot that allows you to have human-like conversations, can answer questions and assist you with tasks such as composing emails, essays, and code. ChatGPT was released on November 30th of this school year, and within 2 weeks, everyone from college students to teachers, journalists to politicians were talking about it. According to many quote-unquote experts, not only will your future children be asking you what it was like to live during COVID, they will also be asking, wait, what is a take-home essay? Actually, they may even be asking why they need to learn how to write a sentence, or a paragraph, or a story at all if a computer can do it for them. The introduction of ChatGPT also highlighted how artificial intelligence can be used to create visual images and music that mimics the work of artists. In a few short weeks, people were claiming that AI would eventually replace many occupations, jobs that some of you, our graduates, may hope to pursue, like lawyers, market analysts, computer programmers, nurses, and even teachers. Seniors, right now, I don't want you to worry about your future jobs. I ask that you pause for a minute, take a deep breath, and use your senses to feel this moment. Breathe deep as you scan the room to register this memory and look at your classmates surrounding you. Listen, not only to my voice, but the ambient sounds in this auditorium. Feel the warmth of the lights, the chair beneath you, and the air in your lungs. But since there are 190 of you sitting shoulder to shoulder on the stage, do not focus on what you smell. But still, take this moment to sense this occasion, to see it, feel it, hear it, and connect it to your emotions of pride, nostalgia, fear, and excitement around this being your last days as seniors at this high school. You see, given the right sensors and recording tools, a computer could much more accurately register the sights, sounds, and temperature of this moment. And certainly 10 or 20 years from now, it will have in its memory a much more accurate snapshot of this moment. But it won't mean anything to it. This moment will have no more or less meaning to it than any other recorded time. Artificial intelligence may be faster, more accurate, and more efficient than you, but unlike you, it cannot connect this moment to true feelings of hope, a little bit of dread, and a great deal of wonder. Computing, data crunching, efficiency, and proliferation of productivity are ways that artificial intelligence can assist in improving our world. But feelings and relationships and relationship building give meaning to our world. True story. Yesterday, around 4:30, I received a text from a friend who said my wife was having lunch, who she was having lunch with. Her friend, she typed that my wife, Casey, had a severe migraine and that they had to take her to the emergency room. Those of you who are familiar with migraines know how debilitating that can be. Casey will only get a few each year, but once every 4 or 5 years, she gets one that requires immediate medical attention. And she was describing this one as the worst migraine ever. Luckily, we have some wonderful friends, 2 who were taking care of my wife at the hospital, another who offered to pick me up and drive me to Dover, so I could eventually drive Casey into her car home. As my friend was driving, however, I was thinking that it's one day before graduation. My speech is outlined but not finished, and I need to get another email to our senior families updating them on the status of graduation. Worst of all, I haven't really eaten, and as my colleagues know, I get really hangry. I thought this would be a good time to get into robot mode. Many of us, when under pressure, need to go into robot mode. Just put our heads down and do what needs to be done. So, I get to the hospital, and my wife is in a great deal of pain, but the nurses are fantastic, and the doctor was patient and systematic. He tells me he wants to do a procedure to help him rule out reasons this one is so bad, and he asked me to, if I want to stay and help. I love medical stuff like this, so I'm like, sure. And he asked me to help physically support my wife during the procedure. So I have to be standing up to do this, and I'm not going to go into details, but he's almost done, and everything starts to go black. And I'm like, whoa. And he says, what's the matter? I said, I need to sit down. He's like, why? I go, I'm going to pass out. And all of a sudden, my legs went weak, and I fell. Now, I didn't black out, never fainted before in my life, okay? But the next thing I know, there are two nurses trying to help me and move me into the hospital bed next to my wife. Of course, a robot doesn't pass out, and I'm supposed to be there physically and emotionally supporting my wife. It was not the most macho moment of my life. But I did get a turkey sandwich and a ginger ale out of the ordeal. Eventually, they try a different combination of medications, and my wife starts to feel a bit better, and she falls asleep. Get my emails done, start to put some structure to the speech. Around 11 p.m., she's released from the hospital. So, by myself driving home, and I go, wow, what moron thinks AI will replace nurses and doctors? Yes, they must be knowledgeable, but it was their empathy, sense of humor, and ability to connect with my wife that made the difference. I also appreciated that because of the relationships we developed and maintained with longtime friends, that my wife and I were supported. I did think that if I was like a robot, void of feelings, and the data of the forecast was all that mattered, it would take the pressure off of making a decision about whether graduation would be indoors or out. But then again, why be an educator if you don't think that tonight, graduation, was the most important night of the school year? Or why be a parent if you think that tonight was the same as any other night? Seniors, hopefully this is a special night. For you, full of emotions, bursting with nostalgia and promise. Remember that it is your emotions and your connections with others that gives tonight, the past 4 years, and your future years meaning. And it may at times be more complicated, stressful, and messy than that of a robot, but your feelings and your relationships are what will make your life superior. Class of 23, it has been an honor, a privilege to be your principal, and I ask that before you take off into this world of infinite experiences, emotions, connections, and relationships, that you focus on this moment, for these are the last few seconds that you will be James Caldwell High School students, and the last time you will assemble as an entire class in solidarity. But relax, knowing that wherever the next phase in life takes you, you will forever have the support of the educators and administrators of the Caldwell-West Caldwell School District. Because, and never forget this, once achieved, always achieved. Thank you.
Good evening. Proud parents, family members, distinguished faculty, honored guests, and most importantly, the extraordinary graduating class of 2023. It is an honor to stand before you today as your superintendent and address this momentous occasion. In the spirit of celebration, I would like to share a few heartfelt adages that have helped me on my journey through life. May you cherish the memories forged within the halls of James Caldwell High School and carry them with you on your journey as a guiding light, reminding you of the strength and resilience you possess. May your dreams be boundless as the universe, and may you have the courage to pursue them with unwavering determination. May the road rise up to meet you, may the sun shine warm upon your face, and may you find happiness, success, and fulfillment in everything you do. And may the wind always be at your back, gently guiding you forward as you spread your sails and explore new opportunities and overcome any challenges. Board President Grosso, Vice President Diambola, and other members of the board, I duly certify to you that the 2023 graduating class of James Caldwell High School has met all local and state requirements to receive the distinction of being graduates of this exceptional institution. I ask everyone to please join me in congratulating the James Caldwell High School graduating class of 2023.
Dr. Conklin, Mr. Devlin, esteemed faculty, proud parents and guardians, and the stars of tonight, the James Caldwell class of 2023! Graduates, you stand before us today, ready to embark on a special special chapter written just for you. High school has been an incredible journey, one marked by growth, resilience, and the forging of lifelong friendships. As chiefs, you have demonstrated the true spirit of our community, embodying the qualities that define it: perseverance, integrity, and a commitment to excellence. Throughout your time here at James Caldwell High School, you have embraced challenges head-on, and in doing so, you have emerged stronger, wiser, and ready to tackle the world that awaits you. Now, as you begin your journey beyond the familiar halls of JCHS and embark on this next chapter of your lives, remember the lessons you've learned here. Remember that success is not solely defined by the accolades you receive or the positions you attain. True success lies in the impact you have on the world around you, in the lives you touch, and the difference you make. The mantra, once a chief, always a chief, has been the foundation upon which all expectations, hopes, and dreams for you have been built. As chiefs, you are part of a legacy that spans generations, connecting you to those who have come before and those who will follow in your very large footsteps. Finally, if you remember nothing of the words spoken to you this evening, please remember this. You are forever part of the Caldwell West Caldwell community, a community that will support you, cheer you on, celebrate you, and most importantly, be here to catch you if you fall. And although this chapter may be ending, the memories that you have made will last a lifetime. Later on, when the noise of the celebrations have subsided, take a quiet moment to reflect on what the past has taught you and marvel at what the future may hold. On behalf of the Board of Education, I want to extend our heartfelt congratulations to you and your families as you pen the next chapter of your story. It is going to be amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and privilege on behalf of the Board of Education to accept the certification of the James Caldwell High School graduating class of 2023. Amelia Lapidus. Taylor Casano Patty. Kurt Abella. Ileana D.M. Acosta. Isabella Adams. Gavin Peter Atkinson. Antoinette Jateni Akinyemi. Charlie Day Albert. John Carlo Alvarez. Jocelyn Arias.
Ryan Michaela Ash. Harry Griffin Bowling. Thomas James Bolger. Jamie Faith Bricker. Joseph Thomas Britton. Cassidy Hope Brown. Christina Faith Brown. Marissa Amelia Brown. Thomas Andrew Cater.
Natalia Camarillo Maceda. Megan Elizabeth Campion. Julia Canonico. Stephanie Rose Lucia Caragula. Lillian Mary Caravella. Marina Michelle Carbone. Luke Thomas Perino. Carmelo Kishon Sharon Hart. Vincenza Marie Caruso. Madison Casano Patty.
Joseph Angelo Castellano. Mia Castiglia. Jordan Joseph Catchumbo. Christina Soretto. Rocco Russell Chiquetto. Mary Jennifer Conahan. Joseph John Conforti. Finn Coogan Russell. Matthew Peter Crisafi. Victoria Marie Crudell.
Amelia Rosa Daly. Annabella Christine DeMeo. Gia DeRiggi. Anthony Javier Diaz. Manuel Justin Dominguez. Madeline Driscoll. Kaylin Quinn Egan.
Angelina Rose Feeks. Sabrina Maria Feeks. Aiden Robert Felton. Sydney Figlar. Madison Victoria Flaherty. Ian James Flanagan. Brian D. Flores. Ty James Frito. Juan David Gamboa. John Marco Fonseca.
Ashley Garcia Lopez. Sophia Elizabeth Goss. Lauren Gare. Adriana Lily Geiger. Noah Goldberger. Maria J. Gomez. Nicholas Alexander Gonzalez. Malcolm Charles Haddad. Audrey Madeline Hart. Carolyn Nicole Hart.
Brendan William Healy. Brian Helsel. Isabella Hickman. Alexandra Carly Howell. Dara Patricia Huacho Salah. Aiden Stephen Hurley. Joshua Jacob. George Janulis. Kira Jenkins. Sophia Jiang.
Ahmed Hassan Gassab Kalbona. Mary Ellen Payne. Luke Edward Kelly. Matt. Peter Kojin. Luke George Curzon. Gianna LaBianca.
Lucas Joseph Latimer. Ryan Albert Lawrence. Hayden Levine. Aiden Michael Leblanc. Ryan Matthew Leblanc. Peyton Gerard Lavelli. Garrett Alexander Lola. Morgan Paige Lola. Victoria Logan. Cecilia Marie Lamoro.
Luke Daniel Maida. Veronica K. Marcatelli. Eduardo Loyola D. Marquez. Jacob Daniel Marsh. Peyton Elizabeth Marston. Emily Catherine Mortone. Sarah Catherine Mezzowicki. Erin Margaret McDermott. Peyton McGoldrick. Vanessa Faith McLaughlin.
Theo Meany. Jama Marie Meadler. Lena Sophia Minichino. Lance Molinaro. Rosalind Manji Bravo. Shane Michael Montanez. Dylan Houston Mooney. Hannah Reed Morgan. Andrew Dubois Marone. Nicholas Salvatore Bruno Morante.
Oriana. Casey Ellen Pack. Jason Anthony Panula.
Gabriella Patino. Gabriella Perna. Anthony Fabian Perosio. Danielle Michelle Perry. Trevor Dean Peterson. Nicholas A. Petronopsi. Emma Rose Phillips. Nicholas Peter Perello. Michael Alexander Platt. Clayton Daniel Pryor.
Jonathan Anthony Cucciarella. James Quagliana Jr. Salam Syed Rabah. Isabel Alicia Ramos. Ansh Rosden. Luke Gage Ricciardi. Jocelyn Ashley Rivera. Maya Leanne Rivera. Julia Santina Rodriguez. Grace Catherine Ronnie.
Ryan Scott Roselle. Angelina Rose Ruiz. Stefano Robert Sages. Isaac David Samuel. Lauren Sanderson. Kelly Santana. Aiden George Spinelli. Michael J. Scaramellino. Joshua Eric Scott. Ava Lee Scrittoro.
Michael Shane. Tristan James Simmons. Mark Simone. William Ryan Slater. Lorenzo James Sozio. William Joseph Special. Victoria Josephine Spina.
Alexandra Giovanna Squitieri. Stephen Nicholas Fetchler. Shane Victoria Stafford. Christian Gerald Stromolo. Gracie Tyler Suda. Charles Zopp. Mia Rose Tabaj. Maggie Tierney. Nina Topaleska Bergson. Lily Torgerson. Olivia Amelia Trusolino.
Jeremy Ryan Valdelamar. Dominic Vincent Vandermolen. Michael Cameron Wagner. Jake L. Wakely. Emma Rose Weiner. John Weller. Ada Wilson. Damian Alexander Warwick. Phoenix L. White. Raymond Joseph Zamu.
Class of 2023, please stand. As a symbol of our graduation from high school and our transition to the next stage of life, let us now transfer our tassels from right to left.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you for the last time the James Caldwell High School graduating class of 2023.